In the past few lessons, we discussed properties of real numbers. Why did we discuss the properties of real numbers? Because we want to use those properties in simplifying algebraic expressions. You see, all these properties, commutative, associative, all these properties can be easily used to simplify algebraic expressions. All right, let's spend a few minutes on simplifying expressions. We will begin that process here and then carry on throughout the course. Throughout the course, we will be engaged in simplifying algebraic expressions. Now, we will now use the properties of real numbers to simplify expressions. All right, look at this. Simplify to 7t plus 18 minus 4. Now, what is the first thing to do? Use the associative property of addition by combining terms that are similar. You can associate positive 18 and negative 4 because they can be added easily. We will combine like terms to simplify this expression. What is the meaning of like terms? Well, you can see 18 and 4 are like terms. They can be combined. 7t, give me a term that is similar or like 7t. 5t, 3t, 4t. Is that right? Because if I have 7t, I can add that to 4t or 3t or any like terms. So look at the way we're going to write it. 7t plus 18 minus 4. I have colored 18 and 4 because they are like terms. Now positive 18 minus 4 is 14. That will give us the result 7t plus 14. So we use the associative property of addition to simplify the expression here. Okay, let's do a simplification here. Negative 10 minus, in parenthesis, 7 minus 14r. Tell me what is it that we need to do here first? You notice that the quantity inside the parenthesis, there is a negative sign outside. What does that negative sign actually mean? It means a negative 1. So that negative 1 needs to be distributed inside. First, we distribute the negative sign. What is the meaning of distributing a negative sign? Distributing a negative sign is the same as distributing a negative 1. A negative sign stands for a negative 1. So, how do we distribute? See, I wrote in place of that negative sign, I wrote a negative 1. So, distribute that negative 1. Can you do that? That will be negative 10 remains unchanged. Negative 1 distributed to 7 becomes negative 1 times 7. And distribute that negative 1 to negative 14. Do not forget the sign of a term. This 14r has a negative sign to the left of it. So it is a negative term. Negative 1 is multiplied by negative 14r. So what does that now become? This is negative 10 minus 1 times 7 is minus 7. Negative 1 times positive 7 is negative 7. And negative 1 multiplied by negative 14r. A negative number multiplied by a negative number is a positive number. So that gives me negative 1 times negative 14r is positive 14r. Now, why did I color these two numbers purple? Because they are like terms I can combine. What is negative 10 minus 7? Negative 10 minus 7 is negative 17. So the result of simplifying this expression is negative 17 plus 14r. Okay, another one. Let's now talk about some more information that you need to know. In the expression 5x squared, look at this, 5x squared, this 2 is called, which is the power of x, is that right? This 2, that is the power of x, is called the degree of the expression. So this 5x squared, the expression 5x squared has a degree. What is the degree of an expression? The degree of an expression is the power of the variable. The variable here is x. The power of that variable is 2. And that power is called the degree of the expression. Every algebraic expression has a degree. And 5 is called the coefficient of x squared. You see, x squared is the variable term, and the number that comes with it is called the coefficient. So what are the new two terms that we learned? In the expression 5x squared, the power 2 is called the degree of the expression, and the number 5 is called the coefficient of x squared. Now, 5x squared is therefore called a second degree expression. 5x squared is a second degree expression, and the coefficient is 5. Okay, let me ask you then, what is the degree of 10x cubed? The degree of 10x cubed. The degree of 10x cubed is 3. 10 is the coefficient. So this is a third degree expression in x. X is the variable. A third degree expression in x, and the coefficient is 10. Let me write another one. Minus 5x to the power of 8. What is the degree of this expression? The degree of this expression is 8. What is the coefficient? The coefficient is negative 5. Alright, let me give you another one. Negative 10x. What is the degree of this expression? The degree of this expression is 1. The power of x is 1, which is not written there, but the power is 1. This is a first degree expression, and the coefficient is negative 10. Okay. Suppose I have simply a number 5. What is the degree of this expression? 5. Well, you know, x to the power of 0. We talked about exponents. You see, any number raised to the power of 0 is 1. So this 5 can be written as 5x to the power of 0. In other words, 5x to the power of 0 is simply equal to 5. Therefore, tell me, what is the degree of this expression 5? Simply a number. What is the expression? What is the degree of that? The degree of that is 0. So, if you simply have a number, its degree is 0. Why? Because I can write it as the number times x to the power 0. Negative 10x, the degree is 1. Okay, so you have now a fair understanding of the degree of an expression and what the meaning of coefficient is. Okay, let's move on. Negative 10x cubed is a third degree expression in x, and the coefficient is negative 10. Expressions in the same variable and the same degree are called like terms. You see, we talked about like terms. What is the definition of like terms? Like terms will be all of the same degree, and the variables will also be the same. For example, I'm going to write down some like terms. Look at this. 5x cubed, 2x cubed, negative 3x cubed. They are all like terms. They are of the same degree and of the same variable. So, like terms are expressions or terms, not expressions, terms that has the same variable and the same degree. Now, you can combine them. Can you add 5x cubed to 2x cubed? What is 5x cubed added to 2x cubed? Will be 7x cubed. Just like 5 M&Ms added to 2 M&Ms, you get 7 M&Ms. 5x cubed added to 2x cubed will give you 7x cubed. Alright, can you add all these together? 5x cubed plus 2x cubed minus 3x cubed. Can you add them together? 5x cubed plus 2x cubed is 7x cubed. Minus 3x cubed will be 4x cubed. Is that right? So to add expressions like this, what all you need to do is, because they are like terms, simply add their coefficients. Look at that. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 minus 3 is 4. So the result is 4x cubed. Okay, let's leave it there and come back to it again later. Now, 5x squared minus 7x squared equal to negative 2x squared. In other words, in order to add like terms, what all you need to do is add their exponents. 5, not their exponents, add their coefficients. 5 minus 7 is negative 2. So 5x squared minus 7x squared is negative 2x squared. Similarly, 2x to the 6 plus 5x to the power of 6. Here, the degree of both terms is 6. So 2x to the power of 6 plus 5x to the power of 6 is 7x to the power of 6. Similarly, 5pq plus 3pq minus 7pq. Look at that. You have the same variables, pq, pq, pq. They are all like terms. You can add them. What do? Simply add their coefficients. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 minus 7 is 1. So 5pq plus 3pq minus 7pq is just 1pq. It is 8pq minus 7pq is simply 1pq. We don't write that 1. We simply say equal to PQ. Alright, so now you know how to combine like terms. Very important in simplifying algebraic expressions. Okay. Identify the degree and the coefficient of negative 23 w to the power of 7. What is the degree of this? The degree of this is 7 and the coefficient is 23. Alright, another one. Simplify by combining like terms of 2 plus 17z plus 1 plus 2z. What you need to do first is to use the associative property of addition so that you combine like terms together. Alright? Now, I have colored like terms. Look at this. Purple for the numbers and green for the terms in Z. They are like terms. I can combine them together and look at the way I write it. This is 2 plus 1. I write the numbers first. You see, associative property. I can write the addition in any order I want. So I am now associating the numbers together and the terms in Z together. So that will be 2 plus 1 plus 17z plus 2z. Makes it easy for me to add. Now I can add the numbers. I can now add the terms that contain z. They are like terms. Now that will be 2 plus 1 is 3. 17z plus 2z is 19z. The result is 3 plus 19z. Okay, another one. Simplify by combining like terms. 2k minus 7 minus 5k plus 7k minus 3 minus k. So what do? Identify like terms. Now I have used the green for k's and purple for the numbers. And what will I do in the next number? In the next term? I have written all the k's together. I associate all the terms in k's together. That will be 2k. Now what's the sign? The sign of a term is the sign that is immediately to the left of that. 2k, if there is no sign, it means it is positive. So 2k is positive, minus 5k, plus 7k, minus k, there I have them all together. Minus 7, minus 3. So I now associate the terms in k together and the numbers together. Can I add them? How do I add them? Now look at the way again I have written to add them. I have written the positive terms first. 2k plus 7k, so that is easy for me to add the positive terms. Then minus 5k minus k. You see how important that associative property is. I can combine terms in any order I want according to convenience. So I'm going to put 2k plus 7k minus 5k minus k, and then minus 7 minus 3. I know that's very easy. I got that as minus 10. Alright, now I can add 2k plus 7k is 9k. Minus 5k minus k. You are adding two negative terms. What do? Add them together and give them the negative sign. Minus 5k minus k is minus 6k. Alright, now you can add 9k minus 6k is 3k. So the answer is 3k minus 10. That's simple enough, is that right? By organizing them properly, it makes it easy for us to do this simplification. Okay, let's do another one. Simplify by combining like terms. Negative p plus 10p minus 3p minus 4 minus 5p. Alright, what do you do first? All these are terms in p. There is only one term that is just a number. So, we put it all together and you can see negative p plus 10p minus 3p minus 5p. I wrote all the terms in p together, and finally minus 4. In my next step, I'm going to combine, alright, negative p minus 3p minus 5p. I wrote all the negative p's together, then plus 10p minus 4. That's easy enough. Why? Now I can add all these negatives. Negative p, negative 3p, negative 5p. Tell me, what is that? What is negative p minus 3p minus 5p? They're all negative, so you simply add up their coefficients. 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 1 is 9, and then use the negative sign. That will be negative 9p plus 10p minus 4. Okay? Now, what is negative 9p plus 10p? Negative 9 plus 10 is positive 1. That will be positive 1p minus 4 is the answer. Okay? Let's move on and do another one. Simplify by combining like terms of 5y cubed plus 6y cubed minus 3y squared minus 4y squared. Now, are they all like terms? No. Remember, like terms will have the same degree. 5y cubed and 6y cubed are like terms. You can add them. What is 5y cubed plus 6y cubed? That will be 11y cubed. And negative 3y squared, always remember the sign of a term is the sign immediately to its left. Negative 3y squared minus 4y squared, both are negative. What is adding the two together? Add the numbers 4 plus 3, 7, and give that negative sign. That will be negative 7y squared. Alright, so 5y cubed plus 6y cubed is 11y cubed, and minus 3y squared minus 4y squared is minus 7y squared. Okay, let's do another one. Simplify the expression. Now read it carefully. Negative 3 multiplied by what is inside the parenthesis, 2t plus 4 plus 8 times 2t minus 4. Now you notice here, you need to do distribution. Distribute what? Now, how many terms are there for this expression? This expression has, this is one term, and this is another term. And when you distribute, you're going to get more terms. You see, this single term, when you distribute the negative 3, it is going to become two separate terms. So, distribute the negative 3, what will you do? Multiply the negative 3 with 2t, and then multiply the negative 3 with positive 4. And similarly here, distribute the positive 8. Alright, let's do that. Distribute negative 3 times 2t plus 4, and look at the way I have done that. Negative 3 multiplied by positive 2t, there you are, negative 3 times 2t. Then minus 3 multiplied by 4, distribute there, minus 3 multiplied by 4. We have finished distributing that negative 3. Alright, now distribute the 8. 8 multiplied by 2t, there you are, 8 times 2t. And then multiply this 8 with the negative 4. Don't forget, the sign of that 4 is negative 4. 8 multiplied by negative 4. Alright, now let's multiply this. What is negative 3 multiplied by 2t? Negative 3 multiplied by 2t will be negative 6t. Is that right? Yes. So that's negative 6t. And what is negative 3 multiplied by positive 4? That would be negative 12. And what is 8 multiplied by 2t? Is positive 16. And positive 8 multiplied by negative 4. Positive 8 multiplied by negative 4 is negative 32. Now why have I used red color and green color here? To identify your like terms. The terms that contains t are like terms and the numbers are like terms. Now we combine them. So combine negative 6t plus 16t, t's together, minus 12 minus 32. Alright, tell me, what is negative 6t plus 16t? What all you need to do is add the coefficients. What is negative 6 plus 16? Negative 6 plus 16 is positive 10. Therefore, negative 6t plus 16t is positive 10t. There you are, 10t. And what is minus 12 minus 32? Both the numbers are negative, so to add them, you add the numbers. 32 plus 12 is 44 and use the negative sign. We have 10t minus 44. I want you to now do this on your own. Very often students make mistake in that distribution. I want you to be very thorough with the way you distribute. Alright? Learn to do that in the correct way. Another one. Simplify the expression. Negative 2 times 3r minus 4 minus 6 minus 4 plus 2r minus 5. Now remember, this minus sign outside this parenthesis stands for a negative 1. Distribute to remove the parentheses. The negative sign outside the parentheses is actually a negative 1. Let's now write it that way. So this will be negative 2 times 3r minus 4 minus 1 times 6 minus r plus 2r minus 5. Okay, we distribute the negative 2 over here and distribute the negative 1 over here. How do we do that? Look at this. Negative 2 multiplied by 3r, that's the first term. Now negative 2 multiplied by negative 4, that is a negative sign. Watch that. This is the area where students always make mistake. You are distributing this negative 2 to negative 4. So negative 2 times negative 4. We finished with this. Let's now distribute this negative 1. That will be negative 1 times 6. negative 1 times 6, and negative 1 times negative r, negative 1 times negative r, and plus 2r minus 5 will remain as they are. Now multiply. What is negative 2 multiplied by 3r? A negative number multiplied by a positive number will be negative. So negative 2 multiplied by 3r will be negative 6r. Negative 6r. What is negative 2 multiplied by negative 4? Negative 2 multiplied by negative 4 is positive 8. Watch it, how the sign changes. Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. Negative 1 multiplied by positive 6 is minus 6. And negative 1 multiplied by negative r. What is negative 1 multiplied by negative r? A negative multiplied by negative is positive. That gives you a positive 1r, which is plus r, and then plus 2r minus 5 remain the same. And if you noticed, I have used now colors to represent like terms. Minus 6r, plus r, plus 2r, they are like terms. Plus 8, minus 6, minus 5, they are like terms. Alright, so I'm now writing them as negative 6r, plus r, plus 2r. Write all the like terms in r together. Then minus 5, look at the way I'm writing, I'm rearranging them. Minus 5, plus 8, minus 6. Alright, now that will be, I haven't actually written many more steps. You can now do this on your own. Look at this, r plus 2r is 3r, and negative 6r plus 3r is negative 3r. I hope you understand that. You see, this r added to this 2r gives me a 3r. And now negative 6r added to the 3r is a negative 3r. And now how do you simplify this? Negative 5 plus 8 minus 6. Minus 5 added to minus 6. What is negative 5 minus 6? Is negative 11. Negative 11 added to positive 8 is negative 3. So our result is negative 3r minus 3. Alright, now these two problems we did, this one and the previous one, are very, very fundamentally interesting and important type of problems. So you must practice this. Take a piece of paper and write them down and practice on your own. Because if you simply watch me, listen to me, you will not learn. Only when you do them, you know where you stumble. Okay? Alright, let's now do this. Translate the phrase into a mathematical expression. 6 times a number. Alright, how would that look? 6 times a number. When you hear a number, you must say that is x variable. 6 times a number is 6x. Added to the sum of the number and 6. Alright, so what is your number called? Your number is called x. What is the sum of the number and 6? The sum of the number and 6 will be x plus 6. So 6 times a number, 6x. Added to what? The sum of the number and 6. The sum of the number and 6 is x plus 6. Okay, let's write that down. A number is the variable here and we call it x. Alright, now 6 times a number is 6x. And then the sum of the number and 6. What is the sum of the number and 6? The sum means add. Add what and what? The number and 6. X plus 6. So the sum of the number and 6 is x plus 6. What do you have to do with these two now? Add it. 6 times the number is added to this. That means 6x is added to x plus 6. These two are added together to get our expression. 6x is added to x plus 6. Well, now 6x can be added to x. That gives you 7x plus 6 is our expression. Okay? Translate the phrase into a mathematical expression. A number multiplied by 5. Tell me, what will that be? A number multiplied by 5. A number multiplied by 5 is 5x. A number we're going to call x. A number multiplied by 5 is 5x. Subtracted from. You remember these terms that we use, subtracted from. So that from quantity must be on the left. So what is it that you subtract? You are subtracting this 5 times x. So 5x is subtracted from what? The sum of 14 and 8 times the number. Can you do this on your own? I told you, when you have something like subtracted from, do this with a parenthesis. One quantity, another quantity. This quantity is subtracted from another quantity, like this. You have a quantity, another quantity. Now, what you have is this quantity is subtracted from that quantity. Alright, look at this. A number multiplied by 5, that is your 5x, is subtracted from. So where is that 5x going to be written? Is it going to be here or here? 5x is going to be subtracted, going to be taken away. So 5x is going to be there. From where? From the sum of 14 and 8 times the number. What is 8 times the number? 8 times the number is 8x. What is the sum of 14 and 8 times the number? It is 14 plus 8x. And that is what comes here. You are taking away 5x from 14 plus 8x. So it will look like this. There you are. Now, a number multiplied by 5, 5x, is subtracted from the sum of 14 and 8 times the number. This is what we have. Now you need to simplify it. Well, let's go and pull out my steps there. Okay, and that is, let the number be x. A number multiplied by 5 is 5x. And sum of 14 and 8 times the number is 14 plus 8x. So now you have this quantity subtracted from this quantity. The quantity from is always on the left. How do you write it? 5x is subtracted from 14 plus 8x. is 14 plus 8x minus 5x. Okay, now simplify this. Positive 8x minus 5x. What is that? Plus 8x minus 5x. Well, just deal with the coefficients. What is 8 minus 5? Is 3. So 8x minus 5x is 3x. So that will be 14 plus 3x. Now, I have given you numerous examples of how this kind of simple problems can be done, and you must get the hang of it by now. Alright, there are some of you say word problems are difficult. There is nothing called word problems. Those are somebody else's inventions. These are simple application problems. Once you understand the meaning of it, you can do them in a very simple way. Alright? Okay, I think we have spent enough time on this. Now, what we have done in the last 8 lessons in Unit 1 is to lay a foundation on real numbers and their properties. And we are going to use this in all the subsequent units. Alright? Now, this is the end of Unit 1. That means you are now ready for your test 1. You have been doing 2 quizzes in between. Alright? So, you are now ready for a test on this unit. I will give you about 40 questions. Well, the numbers might vary, and you know how to take your test. There is a practice test given to you. Look at the practice test and work out all the problems in there, and make sure that you feel comfortable. Alright? Now, the only way you can feel comfortable is after every lesson you do the homework. Once you do the homework, you know you have learned. Okay? Get ready and do your unit test 1 before it expires. Look into the test menu in WebCT and see when unit test 1 is available and when it expires. Okay? Always take it before it expires. I will get back to you with Unit 2 lessons later on. Alright? All the best for the test.